Hi, it's Sofia. Today we're going to learn how to play board games during our Zoom sessions. Today we're going to get started with this game that I downloaded from Teachers Pay Teachers, and it was a freebie. Keep in mind that this game uses macros and you will not be able to play it on your Mac computer. In order to play the game, we need to make sure to present it, so I'm going to present this PowerPoint. Let's start with the game pieces. The game pieces are right here in the middle. The way to drag over the game pieces is you click on them once, and then you can just move them to where they need to be. You don't need to click and hold. Just click once, move them where you want to put them, and then click again to drop them. And that's it. That's how you move the game pieces. And here's the spinning wheel. This is such a fun little spinning wheel that the student can play with. So you click to spin, and you click to stop. And there you have it. These numbers are in case you want to work on a specific skill. So I'm going to have the student click on 1. There's a picture. So I will ask my student, what is happening? And the student can say, he is running. Or I can say, what is he doing? He is running. And then if the student answers correctly, then you can say to the student, okay, click on the wheel and go ahead and spin. So they click, spin, and stop. And so then the student can move. So you click on back, and then the student can click on his game marker and drag it 1, 2, 3 spaces and drop it. And that's how you play this game. Okay, I'm back in the PowerPoint, and over here on the side, you can see that I had put in slides for the pronoun. She has up to 16 empty slides that you can go ahead and enter your pictures in. This game I also downloaded from Teachers Pay Teachers, and it's actually in Google Slides. It's very similar to Connect 4. The markers are on the sides. You can just pick the markers and place them where you want them. This is a fun game if you're working on actual game playing language. It's your turn, it's my turn, who's next? So this is a really fun game. Here's some more board games that I found on Teachers Pay Teachers. These again are freebies. This teacher made a dinosaur theme. This particular teacher made a nature walk board game. This teacher made a planet hop board game. And most of these board games come with playing cards. So if you wanted to print them out to use them while you're playing with your students, that would be great. I know you're probably asking, how am I going to play this virtually with my student to have access to these board games? In Zoom, you can just share your screen and the student can have access by giving him or her control. What you're going to need to do is create game pieces. I already created one right here, and I'm going to put him in the start. I'm going to create another game piece. What you do is you go to Tools, Annotate. I chose an oval, and it made it blue again because that's the color I chose last time. Now you can choose any color you'd like. I'm going to choose a deep purple, and there we have 2 game pieces. And of course, if you have more students, you can go ahead and make more pieces for them and use a spinner online for your numbers. There are 2 wheels I want to show you. This one, Tools Unite. Here you can edit it yourself down here, and you can choose to make numbers for your game. You can have your students spin, and then it stops on its own. The other wheel I want to show you is Wheel Decide. So we're going to modify the wheel. You can even write questions for your games in these wheels. Right now I'm just using them for numbers. Go ahead and spin. And I like that Wheel Decide makes the clicking sound. It makes it more interactive and fun. But you can choose the other wheel if you prefer. Now we're going to continue in Zoom, and as you can see, my virtual background is one of the game boards. I used Canva to resize the game boards so that it'll fit as a virtual background. And I like Canva because it lets you know if it's not going to fit. And in this case, I had to have all this empty white space, but that's okay because I can use it to sit on this side, and that way it's not in the way of the game. And this particular game, I think, is a little bit for older kids because they lose a turn, they go back to start, and older kids can handle that a little better. And what I did is created some of my own game pieces. So here's one. And just don't forget not to use green. Here's another game piece. You can also use pieces from your storyboards. I happen to have these little sponge circles available, so I could use those. You can use anything, and when you're playing, you can also, if you're targeting a certain skill, that could be the skill that the kids have to master before they can spin the wheel, before they can roll the dice. Well, in our case, we're going to have to spin one of the wheels that we just learned to use to determine how many spaces to move. So one of the things I did was target verbs for one of my students. And so here's one of the verbs. And this verb is cooking or baking. I would have accepted either. Playing or putting together a puzzle. You can do so many things depending on what you're targeting or what skill you're targeting, whether it's vocabulary, sight words, math facts, whatever it is you want to use it for. This is another one of the games that I resized to be a virtual background. And here we're focusing on the shapes, and I'm just going to go ahead and put my game pieces up there. There's one, and there's two. And now we can use one of our wheels to decide how far they need to move, and we can start our game. Thank you for watching the video. Now you're ready to play some board games with your students during your distance learning sessions. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe.